Hello all students. So let us continue with this list chapter. Now in this video I will be discussing that one point that I discussed in the previous chapter of string, that there is some words which means mutable and immutable, and that time I told you that once I start with the next chapter list I would be able to explain you in a more better manner what is the meaning of this mutable and immutable. Okay. Now, first of all, before I explain it to you programmatically, which is I think the best way to understand, let us see what is the meaning of this mutable and immutable once again. Mutable means contents can be changed. Immutable means contents cannot be changed. To be very precise and very specific as of now. Okay, we will amend this definition once we see it programmatically. Now, before I go for the programming approach, I would just like to declare that lists are mutable. Okay. And I would again like to declare whatever we have studied, strings are immutable. Okay. That means what is the meaning of this statement? Lists are mutable means technically it means contents of the list can be changed. Strings are immutable means contents of the string cannot be changed. So I will come back to this page once again, once I you can say explain both these things and prove this thing to you programmatically, which is a more understandable approach from our case, and then I will make some definitive changes here once you understand. So let us go to the idle programming. We will first prove that these lists are mutable. So what I am doing, I am creating a list 1 equal to say 1 2 3 4 5 6 to be very precise. Now please be understanding one thing very properly. Whenever I am talking about these words mutable, immutable, that means this has direct relation to indexing. This has direct relation to indexing. That means mutable and immutable concept wants us to understand that can we use indexing to change its content? There are other ways also that I will just give you a hint later on. But whenever I discuss and talk about these words mutable and immutable, that means can we use indexing directly to change each or one of the element or any one of the element? That is the actual and true definition of mutable and immutable. So let us understand. Let us prove that lists are mutable. I already explained in the previous video that any list can be accessed using traversing, correct? So this is 0 index, first index, second index, third index, fourth index and fifth index. Suppose I want to change 5 to 500. Suppose I want to change 5 to 500. Okay, so let us first have a programmatical approach, have a formatting approach. Original list, and I will just print the original list and name of the list is list 1. Okay, now what I said, I want to convert 500 into 5 into 500. Okay, so what is the index once again? 0 1 2 3 4, fourth index. So what I will do, I will take the list name list 1. What is the index I want to change? Fourth index. What should be the new fourth index? 500. What should be the new fourth index? 500. So what I have done here, I have directly changed the content of the list where fourth index, not this 4, do not confuse with this 4, fourth index, that is 0 1 2 3 4. So element at the fourth index should be 500. Now I want to print the list once again and I want to prove that list contents have changed. So I will just change this method, updated list 1. Let us see. Original list is 5. New list, the content of 5 has been changed to 500. We can do this for multiple elements. Say I want second index, I want second index element to be 100. Let us see. Second index had 3. Now you can see 3 has been changed to 100. So now I come back to my words. By method of indexing, I can change any content of the list. And as you have seen, by method of indexing, I can change any content of the list. And Python is having no issues in that. So that proves that lists are mutable. What was the definition of mutable? Mutable means once any structure is created, if we are able to change its contents, that means that structure is mutable. Now you have a better understanding. What do you mean by mutable type? If any structure is created, after that if we are easily able to change its content, specifically by indexing, that structure is said to be mutable. And as I proved here, lists are mutable. Now let us try this experiment on string. Okay, so I will use this file only. Suppose I take a string. Okay, and as you know, I will use the let us say same approach for you to understand better. Original string. What is the name of the string now? The name of the string is A. Let us try this indexing method, and you will also agree that yes sir, indexing is there in string also. We can use forward indexing, we can use backward indexing. So let us just suppose, let's suppose that I want to change this small b to capital B, nothing else. I want to change this small b to capital B. So what is the index? 0, 1. So first index I want to change to capital B. And be rest assured, string means we can use character and numbers also. So this method is correct as we are using here. Okay, this I will show with character also if you want. And I do not want to waste my time on other additions because I know it will not work. Updated string. Avoiding confusion, commenting this, issuing and the execution statement, and immediately you will get an error that whenever I am using this, string does not support item assignment. In short, by method of indexing, we cannot change contents of a string. Yes, there are indirect methods that I will discuss in a while, जो हमने previous chapter में किया है. There are indirect methods, but when I talk about mutability and immutability, I am specially talking about indexing. By method of indexing, I am not able to change content of a string as I am able to change content of a list. Okay, let us try with this with numbers also. You will feel that sir, it is not working maybe with what you can say characters. So let us try with numbers also. Suppose the first index I want to convert into 9, and again you see it is giving me the same error. So by method of indexing, we can change individual content of a list once it is created. We demonstrated this, we observed the output. But by the same method of indexing, we cannot change any content of a string by method of indexing. Python is directly giving an error that this method, this method is not supported by str. Str is string. Okay. So thus we prove that lists are mutable. What is the meaning of mutable? Once any structure is created in Python, if its contents can be changed, that structure is called a mutable structure. Once any structure is created in Python, if its contents cannot be changed directly by indexing method, that structure is said to be immutable. So students, as of now, in syllabus we have covered about list and strings. So I gave you an idea that strings are immutable, lists are of the mutable type. Okay, as we go on completing other chapters like tuples, dictionary, chapter wise I will tell you that this is mutable and this is immutable. But I hope in this video you got the clarified meaning of what is the meaning of mutable and what is the meaning of immutable. List once created, using indexing we can change any of its content. As you saw, list name, index, and write down the new content. Okay, same method if I am applying on string, it is giving me that string is not supporting such kind of assignment method. Okay, so you may feel that sir it may work for one or two also. It is possible, it will work for everything. Now I want to discuss one thing. How many indexes are there here? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 indexes are there. Now suppose I enter an index which is not there only. What will happen? Suppose I enter an index which is not there only. What will happen? Let us see. Obviously, this kind of error you have seen in the looping structure. Index out of range means we are trying to specify such an index which is not present only. Acha, what will happen if I do this? What will happen if I do this? Before I run the program, you can have your guessing, because we know forward and backward indexing. We know forward and backward indexing. If I am not wrong, 6 will be changed to 988. If I am not wrong, 6 will be changed to 988. So I hope you have a now better idea of the same. What will happen if I do this? So let us take up the last call. What will happen if I do this? Okay, anyone can guess before I execute. I have done this thing little smartly. Two values are interrupted. See what is happening. First I am issuing a command, that's Python, please change list's fourth index to 500. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth index which was 5 is now changed to 500. Then these two things are working, but then I am again issuing a command using backward indexing, that please change minus second index to 666. So please remember, this index now it was 500. But now I have again changed the, you can say, given the command to list that change this. So minus second index which is now 500, which will be changed to 666. I hope you are getting what I mean to say. And as you can see, we had specified a command that fourth index should be 500. Fourth index is becoming 500, but before I can print, I am changing the minus second index to 666. So at this last second index where 500 was there, after this statement is now changed to 666. Okay, so hope this traversing and mutability and immutability concept is clear to all of you. Now we will meet for the, you can say, more of the list videos in this upcoming next week. In this week's assignment, I will be giving you some basic programs regarding how to deal with a list, how to traverse a list, how to forward index a list, how to backward index a list with some methods. So that would be all from my side for this week based on list. Thank you and have a nice day.